What's up, guys? My name is Patricia. Thank you so much for joining me today and stopping by. I appreciate it. If this is your first time visiting, don't forget to subscribe. I make tons of content, but mostly motivation and lifestyle. So if you like those types of videos, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something. I'm gonna try for it not to be ranty, right? I don't want it to be a rant. But it's something that I'm sort of noticing. I feel like I have to get off my chest. So we're going to talk about it today. As per usual, I do have my coffee here. And it's really, really good. It's actually almost finished. Ooh, very, very good today. This is like a cinnamon, pumpkin, something. You know, as soon as fall comes around, they have all these different types of coffee. This one is super good. I have it with a little bit of creamer and sugar because I like my coffee light and sweet. I got this from Target, and it has a P on it, obviously for Patricia. So I was like, I had to pick it up. What's up, y'all? So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. And I really want to talk about, wait. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much for the feedback on my last video. It just went live like an hour ago. And in that video, we talked about learning how to control our mouth. We learned when and where to speak. I was telling you guys of my experience of growing up quiet and then becoming the exact opposite, and then learning that I needed to actually draw back and revert to how I was as a child, how words are so important, and that you really have to be careful what you let out in the atmosphere, right? Because even the Bible says that life and death lies where? In the tongue. So we have to be careful of what we say. So I was telling you guys a little bit of my journey with learning when to speak, right? So I'll leave that video up in the cards for you guys to check out. I've also recently did a video entitled You Only Have Now. I'd really like you guys to watch that. In that video, we talked about how the past is already gone, the future hasn't come yet. The only moment that you have is right now, the right now moment. And that's the one you have to appreciate. That's the one you have to claim. And that's the one you have to own and experience in the moment. We talked about that. And then there was like 2 videos ago, we talked about Stillness Speaks, the book that I'm reading by Eckhart Tolle. I think you should read. I'll leave it down below. And we talked about how stillness gives us 2 things. It reduces our anxiety, and the second thing that it does is that it gives us clarity. We talked about meditating and things like that. So check out the videos that I've been posting recently on my channel. We've done some rebranding, we've done some redirection, things like that. So definitely check out those videos. I'll leave links to all those videos down below. All right, so now to the meat and potatoes. So I'm going to talk to you about this. I'm going to make a statement, and then we're just going to develop it like we usually do. So today we're going to talk about how people these days just seem so shallow. Gone are the days where people had a specific value set, a specific moral code, where people, or moral compass, where people had set opinions and sort of the lenses in which they viewed life, right? Now we have all these in the middle people, right? And consequently, people really don't know how they feel about anything in particular, don't even seek to know or seek to gain knowledge on it. Not only that, you have this social media aspect, which, don't get me wrong, I love social media. Obviously, it's part of what I do. But you have social media now in the mix where people don't have to interact with people, at least in person. People kind of hide behind a screen, use a keyboard as their weapon, so they can easily become whoever it is that they want to be. Half the time people come for you in the comment section, or they come for you via Facebook or Instagram or whatever, saying things that they would never have the balls to say to your face, but feel very empowered to do it behind the screen. Not only that, you have sort of social media creating general opinion, sort of creating status quo or what's acceptable. And so much so that social media becomes a resource rather than a guide. And people don't look deeper than a Facebook post. People don't look deeper than a share. People don't look deeper than a like. So a lot of times you find yourselves you know, every once in a while you find yourselves in situations where you do have to interact with people. And sometimes I feel like when I talk to people, I'm literally talking to a wall, right? Where people really don't have much to say, much to express. And it's hard to find like genuine conversation with people. And instead, people are just quoting what they read on Facebook somewhere. I don't really mean this in a negative way, but I think it's troubling because in a world where we have so much access to knowledge and easy access to knowledge, where we don't even have to read books no more. We can listen to books. Like we can listen like through Audible, we can listen to, or whatever source you decide to use. We can listen to books. We don't even have to read them anymore. You would think that would, empower and encourage people to read more. I'm kind of old school. I do listen to books, but I way prefer actually having a physical book and reading. That's just me. How many of y'all are like that? Y'all like to actually read a physical book, or do you like iPads or Kindles, or do you like things like Audible? Do you actually like to listen to books? I can appreciate all of them, but there's something about having a physical book, cozying up on your couch with some coffee and actually having a physical book in your hand. I still can appreciate, I very much like that, but I can appreciate all forms. But you would think that would sort of encourage people to sort of look deeper. On the flip side though, you do have sort of this woke community, and I could very much appreciate that, but I do feel that is the minority. Most people don't have any idea what they're talking about, right? But they swear they do. And you have the other side where people don't have much to say when it comes to religion, when it comes to politics, and what you instead have people just sort of reciting, clinging on to whatever the general opinion is in fear of being viewed a certain way. I love being surrounded by people who may think differently than I do and can articulate why very well, based on whatever sources, based on whatever things they've gathered, whether from a personal experience and research. I can definitely appreciate it, even though it's completely different than what I've, gone through, and still being able to appreciate the actual person. The communication, I think social media has definitely permanently affected communication in a negative way, I believe. Like there's so many good things, I can go on and on about social media, how I think it's awesome and how it's opened up a lot of things, including the job market and giving us easy access to each other in a positive way. But I think when it comes to the art of communication, we've lost a lot of things. And I think one of those things is conversation, where you can be in a room and everyone is just like sitting on their phones. And don't get me wrong, I like my phone. I like to have access to my phone and all that. But I know there's a time and a place where that thing has to be turned over and I'm talking to the people who are in the room and I'm present with them. I find a lot of people to be shallow and one-sided, and just kind of people who just like to go along with the crowd, just go along with popular opinion. And that's troubling. And I know when it comes to my personal relationships, I seek more than that. I seek people who can engage me. I seek people that may feel differently about a situation, but we're able to have positive dialogue about that. I like people who are going to be straight up honest with me, just blunt with me, and where we can, talk it out. I like people who are able to support me and I support them, not only in the things that we're currently doing, but things that our goals and our aspirations. These are the sort of expectations that I have of the people who are close to me, and consequently, when I meet people and it's like, and they're very shallow. And what I mean by that too is, and I experienced this in the comment section where I actually deleted some of those comments, where some people, I guess, didn't share my opinion on some of the things that we've talked about. They felt like it was too much. They felt like it was too out there. And I had to delete the comments because, and I generally don't do that. I generally do not delete comments. But what I've understand in life, here, we talked about this a few videos ago, and it was in the book, The 4 Agreements, how, we're given a value set in life built for us by our parents, by our community, by our culture, by our church, whatever, sort of builds this value set for us. And as we matriculate through life, we have our own experiences and encounters and knowledge that we grab now that may challenge or may support the value set that we were already given. Where I am in life right now is anything is free game when it comes to my value set, in that I'm constantly seeking knowledge, as you guys know, with the different books that I read, the research that I do, and even in my personal experiences with people, nothing that I've known besides my belief in God is off limits. And though that may not look and sound like what you believe or what your value set is or what you think my value set is, that's just gonna have to be a problem. I want this community to be an open community of conversation and spiritual growth and personal development. Those are my goals for you guys. And I love that, in this community, we can talk about things that are maybe a little out the norm. Some people last week didn't like the fact that we talked about meditating and that believers shouldn't meditate. And someone else mentioned it, and I'll put her comment up here if I can. And she said, I love the fact that you don't put God in a box or something like that. And that oftentimes we do that. And I just appreciated that comment. I challenge you guys to not put anything in a box, whatever you think bigger, think wider, think deeper, and always ask you the why behind everything, because that's what makes your belief strong. When you know the why behind it, that's what makes your belief strong. It's not enough to say, just because, or just because that's the way it's always been, or because someone told me that they read it in the Bible, or because my parents said, my pastor said, my grandmother said. It's not enough. What strengthens your belief is knowing the why, whatever the why is for you. And some people are scared to do that, right? They're scared to move beyond what they already know, because what they know is comfortable. And so I challenge you guys to dig deeper. Don't be satisfied with just the shallowness, Let's dig deeper and go and truly understand, get to know ourselves and truly understand why we do what we do, what makes us tick, what's our personality, evaluate the people that we have around us and why and what their purpose is. And I think it's in those things that you will start to see yourself, right? You will start to see yourself and how that is different from the person that you want to be, right? And slowly but surely, as you chip away at those things and build on those things and chip away some people and draw some people, you will start to see the growth happen in you. And no, it's not easy. I've had people ask me through Snapchat, like, hey, Patricia, how do you do it? Like, because I talk on Snapchat all the time. And I think that particular time I was talking about, sort of just releasing some people from your life, right? And someone asked me a very good, specific question. How do you do that? And of course, I've wrote her a whole response, whatever. And maybe I should do a video on that. I don't know. You guys let me know. Yeah, I challenge you guys to go a bit deeper and don't be afraid to. You'd be surprised you'd be surprised that all it does is strengthen what you already know, or opens your mind to learn something different, to learn something new. So yeah, guys, that's what I had to share with you guys today. Hope you appreciated the video. I am losing my light, so I'm definitely gonna go now. I love you guys so much. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. I hope you guys are well and in good spirits, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll post this on Sunday, so that means I'll see you guys on Thursday with a new video. And as always, God bless.